Thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, and happy Pride to you all. My name is Miss Hope Springs. I don't know if you know that. And gosh, what can I tell you? I started out in Vegas in the early 70s. And when I started out in Vegas, it was known for being a town full of gangsters and hookers. These days, it's sold as a family vacation destination. Now it's full of gangsters, hookers, and their kids. And I lived outside Vegas about an hour by bus. I lived there with my mother, Rusty Springs. Listen, it doesn't get any better than this, so make the most of it. And we lived in a trailer, in a beautiful trailer park. And the trailer was called Bellevue. Although when Rusty forgot to take her medication, it was more like Seizures Palace. Seizures Palace. That's one of my favorite gags. And when I was a little girl growing up, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to be a classical actress. My mother, Rusty, said I had the perfect face for radio. I wanted to be a classical opera singer. She said I had the perfect voice for silent pictures. I wanted to be a classical ballet dancer. She said I was simply too tall for my own height. It was a very unkind thing to say. No, she wanted me to follow in her footsteps. She wanted me to be a hooker, a showgirl. My mother told me to be very good, to be demure as every good girl should. And without being brash or brassy, you've got to ply your wares, but classy. Assets. Make the most of your assets. Show off your most fabulous facets. Make the most of them you got. One shot at that paint pot to paint your star. So make the most of your assets, and you're gonna go far. Talents, buff them up and display them. Your cards, cut 'em, deal 'em, and play 'em. Shine a double pink spotlight on the dynamite aspects of who you are. Draw the eye to your talents, and you're gonna go far. Good points, sister, everyone's got 'em. Up, down, front, back, inside, out, top, or bottom. Add some polish and sparkle, like the Cohen or diamond you really are. Better highlight your good points, and you're gonna go far. Got it? Then you might as well flaunt it. What a girl has, well, gentlemen want it. So when destiny calls you in a suite at the Ritz or the back of a car, draw the eye to your talents. Better highlight your good points. Make the most of your talents. Good points, assets, sister. And you're gonna go far. You're gonna go far. Thank you. It's all too much. Thank you so much. A little bit emotional, ladies and gentlemen. My husband Irving left me. Ran off with a 27-year-old bubbly blonde. Well, things didn't work out quite so well for him and Carlos. Try that again. Things didn't work out quite so well for him and Carlos. That usually gets a really big laugh, that bit. Anyway, so I said, that's it. I'm going to start again from scratch, which is not easy to do when you're almost 40. And I jumped on the Eurostar train to Paris, France, ladies and gentlemen, where I found myself wandering around a part of town called Pigalle. I don't know if you know Pigalle. It's a very unsalubrious area. And I stumbled across an old theater painted black on the outside, crumbling facade and these sputtering new neon gyrating women on the outside. And I thought, well, it looks like a glassy joint. And I knocked on the stage door entrance, or entrée d'artiste, as it's called over there. Yeah, I picked up a lot of things in Paris. And the door was opened by the stage door manager, whose name I remember was Serge Forward, I think it was. And he took me on the spot and also employed me to play the piano as soon as establishment. Well, this was a very low-end establishment, ladies and gentlemen. What we in the business call a shit house, or maison de merde, if you wish. Anyway, I'm not going to tell you about it in words. I'm going to tell you about it in a song from my 1968 French album, Je m'appelle Hope. There's a song called A Seedy Little Nightclub in Pigalle. In a seedy little nightclub in Pigalle, it's no Folie Berger or Café Royale, but a lonely person sure to find a pal in a seedy little nightclub in Pigalle. In the corner there's an old accordioniste. The accordionist has got a broken wrist, poor thing, and to ease the pain he's usually half-pieced. Now he drinks just to exist and smokes hashish smuggled in from Senegal in a seedy little nightclub in Pigalle. There's a lady from Marseille who plays the saw, and for tips she'll do it backwards in the raw. What that lady used to do for an encore was obscene. Furthermore, now she keeps a wooden leg behind the door. There's a drawing on a napkin by Chagall in a seedy little nightclub in Pigalle. Middle eight. Be discreet, if you will. There's an entrance off the street. Let's be naughty. Don't forget to pay your bill. Don't forget to wipe your feet, for the carpet's not been cleaned since 1940. It's like a scene out of a book by Jean Genet. And on Sunday night the cabaret is gay. The most beautiful of boys come out to play mime to songs and sachet, and the older gentleman will always pay. It's a bigger marketplace than Old Leal in a seedy little nightclub in Pigalle. Instrumental. There's a very curvy prostitute called Maud, and her pimp, a lofty lesbian called Claude. They offered me menage a trois. I said, oh Lord, perhaps I might some night if I was bored. Well, it certainly helped to boost a girl's morale in a seated little nightclub in Pigalle. God, my agent, Sid, would have a petty mal. That's a kind of fit. He would scold me, yes indeedy, if he saw me being needy in a seedy little nightclub in Pigalle. But I say, Sid, I'll probably say it 3 times, Sid, if it was good enough for Piaf, then it's good enough for Miaf. It's not my best work, I know, but what can you do? If I want to, and I want to, then I shall. Come for cocaine or to quarrel, come for anything immoral. The press rave that the most brave locale is a seedy little nightclub in Pigalle. Rapturous applause. It's too much. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the end of my little moment avec vous, and I hope you have a great Pride, whatever you're doing. And I'm probably going to spend it with my husband Irving. I live with Irving in Dungeness in a camper van with Carlos. When Irving told me he was getting a little camper, I was like, I don't think that's possible. And sometimes we have a little drink on the roof terrace. It's actually just the roof rack. We're having a glass of wine up there the other night watching the sunset, and I said, after all these years, I simply don't know what I'd do without you, and I love you very much. And Irving said, Hope, sweetie, is that you or the wine talking? And I said, that's me talking to the wine. I'm going to finish, ladies and gentlemen, with a song that's been very, very good to me. It's really one of my biggest hits. It's a song called The Devil Made Me Do It. It's very, very big for me in Norway. Sold in the tens of copies. You can still find it over there in the Oxfam, their version of Oxfam over there. It's called Humfadoi. And if you go, you can find it in the bargain bin. It's an 8-track. So you actually have to buy a car to play it in. Okay. I think I'll just do the song now and shut up. I'm boring myself with this story. Okay, this is a song called The Devil Made Me Do It. Clap along at home. Why not clap along at home? If you don't get too close to the screen, though. That's close enough. Here we go. When I was 3 years old, my nanny took me to the park. I ran away and hid from her until the park got dark. When at last she found me, she was crying. She asked me why I'd run away and hidden from her like that. And I replied, the devil made me do it. The devil made me do it. He promised me a kitten and a ball of string. The devil made me do that bad thing. The devil made me do that thing. When I was 12 years old, I was packed off to boarding school. I cut the pigtails off my best friend Emily Franklin Gould. She was a cow. The headmistress chastised me and asked me why I'd use the scissors in that inappropriate fashion. It was a Montessori school. And I replied, the devil made me do it. The devil made me do it. He promised me a pony and a circus ring. The devil made me do that bad thing. The devil made me do that thing. And when I was 35, 4 years ago now, I took my husband for a swim. I wheeled him to the pool, and then I pushed him in. And as I was sinking to the bottom, he looked up at me with his big sad eyes, as if asking me why I'd done this terrible thing to him. And I replied, guess what? The devil made me do it. The devil made me do it. He promised me a mansion with a servant's wing. The devil made me do that bad thing. The devil made me do that thing. There's more. And as the cops arrived, I fixed my makeup and my hair. Well, with the alibi I could provide, I knew I'd avoid the electric chair. And when that nice young judge looked down at me from the bench and asked me if I had anything to say in my own defense, I simply lifted my heavy black lace veil. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're ever in court, try that yourselves. Got me off in more ways than one. And I replied, the devil made me do it. The devil made me do it. He promised me a kitten and a ball of string. Said I could have a pony in a circus ring. A big as imagine with a servant's wing. That bad thing, the devil made me do that. One more time, the devil made me do it. Devil made me do it. He promised me a kitten and a ball of string. Said I could have a pony in a circus ring. The devil made me do that bad thing. The devil made me do that thing. The devil made me do that thing, that bad thing. The devil, he made me do that thing. Happy Pride, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.